How does a server-side request really work? Imagine you're at a restaurant and you order your favorite dish. Now, think of that order as a request sent from your device to a server. When you click a link or enter a website address, your device starts a process called the request response cycle. This cycle is how your device and the server talk to each other to get things done. It all begins when you make a request, like clicking a button or submitting a form. Your device creates an HTTP request, which is a message that tells the server what you want. This message includes the method, like get if you're asking for data or post if you're sending data. It also contains the URL, which is the address of the resource you want, along with headers that give extra information, like your browser type or cookies. Sometimes the request has a body, especially when you're sending data, like filling out a form. Once your device sends this request over the internet, it first resolves the domain name to an IP address, kind of like looking up a phone number, and then opens a TCP connection, which is a pathway for the data to travel. The request then travels through this connection to reach the server hosting the website or app you're trying to access. When the server gets your request, it reads the HTTP method, URL, headers, and body to understand what you want. The server then runs backend logic, which might involve checking a database for your user information, running calculations, or validating your input. Based on this processing, the server builds a response. This response includes a status code, like 200 for success or 404 if the resource isn't found, headers with metadata, and a body with the actual content, such as an HTML page or JSON data. The server sends this response back through the same TCP connection to your device. Your device then receives the response and processes it. If it's a web page, your browser renders it so you can see the content. If it's data from an API, your app updates accordingly. This entire process is what makes websites and apps interactive and dynamic. When developers build APIs or work with databases, understanding this cycle helps them create better endpoints and handle requests efficiently. Middleware, which is code that runs before the main server logic, can also intercept requests to add features like logging or user authentication. Improving this cycle can make your applications faster and more reliable, giving users a smoother experience. So, in simple terms, a server-side request is a structured conversation where your device asks for something. The server processes it using backend logic, and then it replies with the data or confirmation you need. This cycle is the backbone of how modern websites and applications work behind the scenes.